Let's go to man. And I gotta get this head. Pull my triggers up. Let yourself alone. And now I've got to throw it all away. Mama. Sometimes you're so Matt! Mm-hmm. One 1,000, two 1,000, three 1,000, four 1,000. 4 seconds. Ooh. One 1,000, two 1,000, three 1,000. Not bad. For right now, it's going about, a little about this, a little about that. Huh? What the hell is that? No. Watch this. Facebook's gonna come. They're gonna update. Uh-oh. Could actually. There it is. It pulls Facebook's comment, even if I tell it not to. I refresh the chat and it's just like, Facebook! I have to find Zelius. Zelius, where are you? How do I fare? We're going to start in just... Uno momentos, por favor. We got about 13 minutes before we officially go. And all the icons on my cell phone have moved. Wonderful. So I don't know where the hell they are. That is a picture of my sandwich. So that's not going to work. It really doesn't, you know. Hi, yi. I do this every single time. Oh, lordy. We should have a fun show tonight. There's gonna be some craziness. So if you're following me on What in the world? If you're following me on Instagram, you may notice that I have stopped sharing the post on Facebook and Twitter, as it is just a freaking copy and gets very confusing. I just want to blow up this picture. How the hell do I do that? You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to make somebody cry today by sending them a sad text message. Oh, apparently I haven't texted them in a while, so there we go. All right, so I'm thinking of a number. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Callback. Someone. Oh, God dang it. This rowboat dial stuff is just getting crazy. I mean, seriously. What? What was that? Und what did you do? Who did you do it to? Lovely. Which one was this? That's fine. Heavy breathing on the phone. Yeah. Yep. I don't need that one. I'm going through my voicemails. That is not. Huh? All right, if I get a phone call, I don't even know what that one is. Yes. It's an alert from work. It's a test of the system. So are you out there? Do you know it's time to go? Why do you have to defer like that? Oh my God, it's serious! Ah, everybody go crazy. All right, Zelius is being muted for a second because he's playing the music, and I really don't need our stream to be dropped before we actually start. And so it turned the volume up. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. Und work on your lighting, Mr. Zelius.
My lighting is on.
It doesn't look like it.
Can you not see my beautiful face?
No, you're not on camera. Are you hiding in a closet?
That's what she said?
All right, I need you to scoots to your left a little.
Hold on. I've not actually done anything in my camera yet.
I still need you to either move your camera a little bit to the... There you go. All right, now you need to point it a little bit down, Mr. Sloucher. That's right, Celius. Up close and personal. The Up Close and Personal Show starring Zeus. Let's
Are you
see
sure about that?
Huh?
Are you sure?
I think so. All right, I'm going to see if this is going to crap out again. Yep. God bless America.
Are you breaking stuff?
What is it trying to do?
I don't know. What are you trying to do?
I don't know. Where'd it go? All right, my kids have got to stop that. They're sending me Alexa messages.
That's actually pretty funny. Yeah, man, it's a little bit funny.
Dad, I love you. I love you too, kids. Now go to bed. I may try something I haven't done in a long time, and it may end super duper badly.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Doth I dare attempt something that I used to do for the Thursday Night Hangout?
The do?
Oh, no. I'm talking something else.
My mind immediately goes inappropriate places, so I don't know where you're going with this.
Irish car bomb.
Oh, that has been a while.
Should I attempt?
I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
I puke on camera? Let me go get my pint glass.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to use shot glass. Have no fear, Sam. Everything that's on Twitch stays on Twitch. So that's how we got it going. So if I do puke.
Oh, we'll have visual evidence, don't worry.
Believe me, I'll do it on camera.
Archival purposes.
First of all, let me point out, it is a Killian's.
A what?
Killian's.
Oh, yes.
Got to go with a red amber.
You know what a Killian is. I'm proud of you.
And also, hello, Sam. No, God damn it. I put the bottle away.
Oh, wow.
All right. This evening's whiskey is Bushmills Irish whiskey. I mean, I tell you what, I don't know what's going on, but my eyes are like super duper stressing out at the end of the day now. I'm getting old. You. Eye of the tiger, baby.
What did the tiger do to you, sir?
No, I'm trying to psych myself up.
Oh. You'll do what you do. Oh, that's exactly what I said for.
Let me close this real quick. That's good. I'm delaying now.
What are you delaying?
The car bomb. All right, here we go. That's true. It's 2 Irish drinks.
You can do it. I have faith in you.
Woo!
Are you happy now?
Woo! Oh, that got in my nose. All right. Now I'm a little red in the face. Let's do this, baby.
Whoa!
What'd you do?
I heard a beep. It was crazy. It was the craziest beep I ever heard.
Oh my God.
Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? I never know if you know what I'm saying. Because I don't even know what I'm saying.
No. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, what are you drinking? Are you drinking Smiggets? Ah, Sam Adams. Is that Oktoberfest? Yeah.
Yep, it's I like this year's Oktoberfest. It's good.
It's hit or miss for me.
Well, I always worry about the color. Like, are they gonna do something weird and put like some weird pumpkin crap in it because of the color? But thankfully, it's not the case.
Guess where my sister is?
Getting at the pumpkin farm.
Nah, she's at the Hawks game.
Nice. Is it a home opener?
I think it is. Which means they are playing.
Well, I know a lot of people are into the Braves in LCS right now.
Sam, who's your football team, real quick?
The Patriots.
No, Sam's not the Patriots. That's a guy named Greg.
Oh.
No, I think Sam's a Florida fan.
Yeah,
right?
the Philadelphia Eagles.
Are you just going
Or
to name random teams? My Dolphins stink on ice. There we go.
I don't want him 31 chance, okay?
The Dolphins.
By the way, it's 8:01. Are we starting this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen. Actually, here, talk. Sam, is my volume and Zelius's volume matching?
Should I mute my volume? Would that be better?
No, don't mute your volume. Then I can't hear you.
Well, that might be inappropriate.
Don't be inappropriate. Perfect. Okay. Without further ado, let me hit the record button. Mute Zelius. Mute myself. And then let's party. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Dish Shelter Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. I am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the Plificoner himself, Zelius.
Yeah.
What's up?
How's it going?
Hanging in there. Ladies and gentlemen, this, of course, is the Thursday Night Hangout. It's a weekly live show where we try our best to cover the topics that are most important to you. With you during the show. If you haven't,
what is important to you, sir?
If you haven't yet submitted your topic, question, or perhaps you want to add to the conversation, please do so in the chat. Of course, we are streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. When I started the stream, it looked like YouTube had a 4-second delay, Facebook had a 3-second delay, and of course, Twitch is almost instantaneous. So if you really want to be in the know and be able for us to see your comments as quickly as possible, go to twitch.tv/alteredconfusion. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a smorgasbord of topics.
Smorgasbord?
Smorgasbord of topics. And the first one is Suda51 has announced that finally, No More Heroes, Travis Touchdown, is retiring. I played No More Heroes, the original, on the Wii, which was kind of fun. It's basically like you are an assassin. You got to beat and you're ranked, and you got to basically go up the rank to be the #1 assassin. And then, of course, they've had 3 more. But finally, Travis Touchdown is retiring. But the good news for me personally is there was a game on the was it a 360 or the Xbox One? No, I think it was the 360. It was a game called Shadows of the Dam, which was kind of of course, it was like a horror comedy game. You had this guy, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. It's just went on my head all of a sudden. But you have this guy who has to go into hell to find his, I think, girlfriend's soul. But the best part was the gun that he uses is like possessed. So it has like a raunchy, dirty mind and will throw out random comments throughout the game. Phenomenal. I love it. And
I've honestly never really heard of this game. I'm looking it up now. I know nothing about it.
It is awesome. But I will say, the problem was that Grasshopper, which is Suda51's company, didn't actually have the rights to make any more in the franchise, but they have regained the rights, and so I'm hoping for a new Shadows of the Dam. Though I don't know I'm assuming it's probably coming out on console. I don't know about PC, but everything seems to be going out at PC these days, so fingers crossed. Speaking of games,
That's it. I guess it's a big game I should know about, but I just don't.
It's like I said, it's a first-person shooter horror with a little comedic spin. I highly recommend it. If you could, I don't know what platforms it's on, but if you can, I would highly recommend that you play it. I think I still have my copy, though I don't know if Zelius even knows where his 360 is.
I know exactly where my 360 is.
Storage?
I don't have a storage. I have boxes sitting on the floor that just take up space on my floor.
Well, there you go. My 360 is in my closet.
Honestly, I should really just sell it because I'm honestly probably never going to play it again.
Tragic. Anyways, speaking of...
How often do you throw up your old consoles?
Huh?
How often do you throw up your old consoles?
My Wii is plugged in and gets used once every 2 weeks.
By the youngins?
Yep.
Nice.
Speaking of games that are on multiple platforms, there is a game called Eastward. It's an indie game, and I have to say, it is crazy, but at the same time good. It's an RPG, and I put some serious time into it recently. Let me see how much time I actually put into this bad boy, because I have a feeling I put a lot more time in it than I want to admit. I put almost 22 hours into it. Eastward,
what about Numi Kumi Numi 2?
I finished it.
Nice.
Well, I did, but I didn't. Here's my problem with Noni Kuni 2 is that I got a quest within the first 8 hours of the game that cannot be completed until Game Plus. New Game Plus. Well, actually, it's not a new game because it's really a continue. What it really is it allows you to go further in your game, but basically the storyline is right before the final battle, which is kind of confusing. Why not give me the opportunity to go further in the game without making me have to do the final battle? Because I'm not going to do the final battle over again.
It's like I always hated with Nier Automata, good action RPG, but there's a bunch of chests that you'd find, by the way. It's not like it was hidden. It's like, here's a chest. You just simply cannot open it until you play New Game Plus. I hate that. Like, that type of cheap rate playability aspect just annoys me when it just slaps you in the face like that. a game like Scarlet Nexus doesn't bother me because it's like you're just playing as a different character if you're going to do the New Game Plus. It's not like you're obviously missing something. Maybe
So
the story there, the characters, I get that, but like that type of New Game Plus doesn't bother me. But like when it's obvious that like there's chest right there
mhm.
or some side area you just literally cannot go to until you get to New Game Plus, that kind of annoys me.
So in No Kuni 2, there were these blue chests that were locked, and once you've one of the parts of the game is you have to build a town, and you have to research a spell, and once you research the spell, which basically comes available in the last fifth of the game, then all of a sudden you could open all the chests, and I was totally like, yes.
That I'm okay with. That doesn't bother me either.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for Suda 51's continuation of Shadows of the Dam. I of course still need to play his game. What the hell was it called? I want to call it Silver Case, but I know that's not. Oh, it is the Silver Case, which I think was one of his first, and I got it on a Steam sale. I just need to actually play it. I don't know if I'm going to record it for a playthrough or not. But speaking of dialogue, so Eastward has no spoken dialogue. It's all text. But I didn't know that when I started the game, and it has an option to put subtitles on. So I turned the subtitles on because that's what I do for every single game now. But I had to immediately turn it off because literally the subtitles was exactly what was in the conversation bubble.
Yeah, that sounds rather redundant.
I was like, huh. I guess if you wanted, why would you do that though? I guess I don't even know. That just doesn't make sense to me. But it's a great game.
Truly know?
The storyline is really crazy. But like I said, I put 22 hours in. I beat it. I don't think I was planning on beating it so soon, but I beat it. Now, Zelius had a topic that he dropped on Discord, which, of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you're on Twitch, if you do exclamation Discord, you can join our Discord channel. Hopefully the link still works. Sam Grizzle says, my elderly parents use subtitles to TV. Very distracting. Find yourself reading rather than watching. With my 9-to-5 job, where a lot of what I have to do is related to individuals who are deaf, blind, colorblind, or have some kind of motor impairment, I just have the subtitles on, or captioning is how they like to say it, to make sure that it lines up. Which, yeah, that's a good thing when it actually lines up. So Zelius had a question, and the question was, does anyone find going to a game you're playing, subreddit or relevant boards, makes you hate the game? So Zelius, give us a little more background.
No, so like for instance, in this case, it's New World, and I was like, maybe I'll go to the Reddit and see if like there's more information. And literally every post is like, this is the worst game ever. This game takes forever to get to level 60. Like like every post is just like, this game is terrible. And I remember it was the same thing with Destiny. Like when I played Destiny more, Destiny was the same way. Like the main Destiny Reddit was basically how this is a stupid expansion. Like Bungie hates their player base. And I just find, and I know it's probably a case where, you hear the negativity, and it seems the controversy always rises to the top, it seems.
Of course.
It's the detractors. People don't typically go online and post, this is a great game, because they're probably actually playing the game.
Right.
And enjoying it in the game. But I just kind of find, maybe it's that emotionalness where you're going and you read all these posts about like how this game is terrible, and it almost starts like to rub off on you. Like, man, are these people right? Is this game really terrible? I've been bamboozled. I don't know. That's just me, where I feel like a lot, especially online games, I find that going to those Reddits or the forums for that matter, it's usually just filled with, if a casual gamer basically went to those Reddits to see, like, do I want to play this game? They would just see how bad the game is. Is kind of how I feel. At least that's kind of my perception.
I can understand that. I think that um, with enough bad kind of, I guess, publicity or, attention, it can color your view of the game, or it might show you things that you kind of let pass and you're like, oh yeah, that is terrible. Damn, I didn't even think about it that way.
Yeah.
But that being said, like Zelius uh, set, made mention, when you go to forums or basically anywhere on the internet, what you're going to find the most on forums or whatever is people airing their grievances. What's wrong with the game? Why does it suck? One of the most recent games that came out for the Switch that everyone was anticipating was the new Metroid game. And the ironic thing is, a lot of people are airing their grievances saying that Samus has no personality, no emotions. That we should see that that Samus is human. The ironic thing is that was a huge problem in the Metroid Prime series, where Samus had a personality, and people are like, "Oh God, come on, man! I don't need to know. I don't want to feel this shit. I just want to shoot things."
We want her to be human. Whoa, whoa, whoa! It's too human.
Yeah, it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too. You're never. Here's a fun thing for developers out there and gamers out there. There's never going to be a game that's going to satisfy everyone. There's going to be individuals who are going to have problems with the game. Either they're being dickwad trolls, or potentially or possibly they may just have this thing that they have to comment about because it's annoying the shit out of them so much that they have to air their, like I said, they have to air their grievances.
When I played Destiny more, the main Reddit I was a part of was Low Sodium Destiny was the name of it. And the whole purpose was you could not be salty about the game. And so, like, only positive posts or valid criticisms, not just ranting, but actually, like, this is why this is not working well, which are few and far between, or most of them are just like about the game itself. And that type of online relationships I enjoy to partake in. That I find interesting.
Well, I mean, that's my main deal. I mean, that's what I do with all my reviews. If there's a problem with the game, I try to give it constructive criticism. I know, and I also, well, actually, when I do a review of something, there's a very good chance I'm going to give you constructive criticism, be it a convention, which has gotten me in trouble quite a few times, a video game, on the new website, I haven't really done any reviews of like tabletop games, so I can't really, I give them maybe some feedback privately instead of doing it publicly like I do with conventions. However, speaking of conventions, I have been really, really good at at avoiding a specific website, which I used to, I don't know if I say I had an addiction to, but as someone who loves independent creators who are trying to get their passion project done, I'm a sucker for trying to support them. And what I'm talking about is Kickstarter. I was doing great. And then for some reason, I got an email about something that was really interesting to me. And so I went on Kickstarter. And the next thing I know, I just kickstarted 3 pencil and paper RPGs. One of them is by a really good friend, which Derek Kamal. He did, I'm going to get this wrong, Thunder Mouse something. I can't remember what the whole title is. But there is also an RPG called Chew, which is based off a graphic novel, which is phenomenal, but not for everyone, because there's an individual who basically, whatever he eats, he could get the whole backstory to that thing. So he has to be very careful with, he can't eat meat because then he basically finds out the entire life of, say he had a steak, the entire cow's life, even up to the slaughter, which pretty damn intense. Now, of course, if you want, the main character is a detective who's really good at finding out exactly what happened to the victim. Now, I'll let you assert how he does that. But, like I said, it's not for everyone, but I had to, Zelius left. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there he is. He's back.
That was weird.
Yes, it was very weird. So if you go on Kickstarter, I think it's still going, Chew the RPG. The other reason why I was interested in Chew the RPG, one, it was on Nürburgring Con 2. And the gentleman who was actually creating it was someone I met. I'm pretty sure I met at AndoCon because I played one of his other RPGs. So I was like, well, I'll support him because I know he actually gives a shit. I'm no longer going out on a limb. I'm going for established stuff with people who I know will actually complete what they say they want to do.
That's like the anti-Kickstarter from the Charlie I know.
Yes, I know. I was a huge supporter of Pipe Dreams, and I got burned enough that even with like big name creators, I became very hesitant. But I have decided
you just believe in the goodness of the people's hearts and the projects they wanted to create, and make dreams come true.
Exactly. I want independent creators to be able to fulfill creating and maybe, giving a little bit of the world what they have. And so Kickstarter, of course, is great. Not every Kickstarter is going to succeed. And maybe what they end up doing doesn't equal what you hope for. But at the same time, especially if it's a passion project, I'm all in.
What is your favorite Kickstarter that you've actually kickstarted?
Any of the Nürburgring games. I would say Merge and Acquisitions. If I had to choose one, I would say Merge and Acquisitions, nice. which was the first Nürburgring game. And it's a phenomenal game. Zelius and I both, of course, were beta testers.
Indeed.
That got to play several iterations. There was Craig usually, the gentleman behind it all is Craig Campbell, and he usually, by the time he gives it out, the tweaks are minimal. It's not going to be a huge overhaul like some games.
Well, it helps that he had lots of industry experience previous to Nürburgring games.
Yes, he's done a lot of freelance.
Yeah. So as soon as you played it, you're like, oh, this is not just a pipe dream or some,
something that was put together really quickly.
So yeah, you knew you were getting a real product.
And once again, I know I've mentioned this in the past, but if you are an individual who's interested in doing a Kickstarter, if possible, reach out to Craig Campbell of Nürburgring Games and see what his basically blueprint for doing a Kickstarter is. Because this man can have stretch goals, all that stuff, and he's able to deliver every single time. So he's got the magic formula.
Yeah, I think the key is going in with a plan. It seems like, and that was the big issue early on with Kickstarter, is people just kind of throw shit against the wall and all of a sudden take off, and without doing any actual due diligence or proper planning or project management, they would just decide like, oh, I'm going to add a new foreign language to my game without actually considering what the ramifications of that are.
Right, and this is not just your very small independent creator who's trying to start off. I mean, we're talking about the game. Oh my gosh, now I'm blanking on it. Broken World. Broken World, yeah, Broken World, which was broken. They ran out of money before they completed half the game. And so if you kickstarted it, you got the full game. If you didn't, then you could buy the first half and then the second half.
Nice.
I think it's Broken World. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Take-Two. No, not Take-Two. Shit, now I can't remember what it is. It's been a long time. How about that? I'm sure I could find it in my Steam library, but once I enter my Steam library, God only knows if I'm ever coming out.
It's dangerous. Hey! Sorry, that was my cat. She bit me.
Anyways, so let's move on to the next topic. And of course, the one that I think there is a ton of Smash Brother fans out there. It is an EVO, which of course is basically the big fighting game tournament, which of course has been bought by Sony to try to streamline it and make it better. And of course you have your Tekken, you have your Street Fighter, and then you have your Smash Brothers. Although, if I remember correctly, they actually removed Smash Brothers Ultimate because of some slight balancing issues. But that being said, they were supposed to have their final character be the guy Kazuya from Tekken. And then, somehow, miraculously, they added a sixth character. And that sixth character was one that people had been requesting the most since, I think, maybe the GameCube Smash Brothers? Or maybe the Wii Smash Bros. I think it's the Wii Smash Brothers. And that, of course, is Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Ooh,
the problem with getting Sora is that you have to go through not one, but two different companies. First one, or one of them, is Square Enix, which shouldn't be a problem at this point because they do have Cloud and they do have Sephiroth.
Yeah.
But the big one is the big D. And what I'm talking about is Disney. Disney likes to hold on to their IPs and does not want anyone to touch them.
It's all theirs.
So, it actually was a relief, a surprise, a happy surprise, that the gentleman, Masahiro Sakurai, was able to, I don't want to say, well, actually, what he did is he went to an event where Disney was showing off some stuff and kind of cornered a Disney exec and was able to talk them into allowing Sora to be put into Smash Brothers. However, if you were to play as Sora, the only Disney reference, which I'm sure cost Nintendo an arm and a leg, is the little Disney mouse ears that's on Sora's Keyblade. His ultimate will have nothing to do with the Disney characters. He is basically Sora, and there's nothing else from Kingdom Hearts. That being said,
of all the Disney characters, though, Sora makes the most sense because, yes, he's Disney, obviously, because he's in the Kingdom Hearts series.
Right.
But he's also not like in their movies or the canonical cartoons like Aladdin and The Lion King. So from that perspective, it makes sense to me because he's not proper. I mean, he's not like Big D proper Disney to me.
Right, but
as far as that goes.
But if anyone, I hope that most people have at least sampled one of the Kingdom Hearts that is out there.
Sure. Yes.
Basically, Kingdom Hearts is a Square Enix and a Disney collaboration where you have an RPG with an individual by the name of Sora, and you're going to go through a bunch of different Disney worlds. So you're going to run into a bunch of Disney characters. You could run into the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. You could run into Hades from Hercules, Chip and Dale, and like Pluto and Goofy and Mickey Mouse and all that stuff. So, of course, lots of Disney. So
just don't try to understand the story after the first one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, anything that says Kingdom Hearts at this point, it's one of those franchises that even if you shit out a terrible Kingdom Hearts game, people are going to buy the crap out of it because it says Kingdom Hearts. I don't think it's on quite the level of like a Madden, but it's close.
I do want to buy the Kingdom Hearts collection for the PlayStation to play because the last Kingdom Hearts I played was like on the PS2.
Was that the original? Was the original on the PS2?
Yes, I remember playing with Mr. Ryan in our living room in college around 2002 to 3.
Was he the one that basically like grinded at the beginning of the game to get like crazy stats?
Yeah, so back in the day, I mean, I know GameFAQs is still a thing, obviously, but back in the day, like GameFAQs was really like the main source for like video game nerds to discuss stuff online. And the thing he liked to do with video games was GameFAQs challenges. So people would post like, crazy, insane challenges to do. And one of them, I mean, it was a legit challenge, was if you got hit less than like, I think it was 50 times or some absurd number in the game, you got a special ending. But in order to have enough evasion or defense, whatever stat the game used, you had to get to some crazy level on the starting island so that you'd be far enough ahead for the rest of the game. And so, yeah, he grinded for like 20 plus hours on that first island just to get powerful enough for the rest of the game. But that was him. He would do those crazy challenges.
Real quick, being OP'd, I don't know why, but I guess because I needed something to do, I did do I just started the New Game Plus on Scarlet Nexus.
Nice.
And my biggest problem is there's the tutorial, which is trying to show you how to do stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm one-shotting everything. So if I mess up, they have to respawn.
Oh, gosh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
So did you New Game Plus as Kasani then? Or did you play for the first time?
I already played the girl. So I had to play the dude.
Playing as whatever the dude's name is now.
Yeah.
I did the reverse. I played as him the first time around.
Yeah, no, so yeah. That's the one downside of doing a game plus or New Game Plus is that when you start the game, unfortunately, you still have to go through that tutorial, which I kind of wish that they turned that off. If you're on a New Game Plus,
yeah,
I've already played the game. I know what all the combos are. I don't need to get, I guess, a refresher course on how to do an up attack.
Or like at least have the option to be like, do you want to play in like some games I've played
allow you to skip.
I think it was Blessed Online. I mean, an MMO of all things do that, where you can skip the first part and get to like the first main section at like level 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So I always appreciated that Blessed did that, where it's like boom, you can skip that. And I know it's not the only game, but to me that makes perfect sense, especially when you want people to play New Game Plus.
Yeah. Why would it's just, I don't know, it's mind-boggling that it requires you to do the tutorial and you can't skip. Of course you could skip all the cinematics that are kind of the same at the beginning of the game. But
I would say, like, if you're gonna do I would say for a game of playing New Game Plus sooner rather than later, Scarlet Nexus is one that makes sense because you do get another whole piece of the story that you kind of get through the friendship quest, but at the same time, to get that full actual backstory that you're missing otherwise would be kind of cool.
Sorry, I'm trying to put all this into all the different chats just in case someone is missing it. So I'm trying to lean onto the other computer, and I apologize. but I want everyone involved to feel completely involved. So
my eyes do appreciate it.
So I'm excited to have Sora. My son, my youngest son, is a huge fan of Smash Brothers Ultimate, and every single day he has asked, "Have you gotten the new character yet? Have you bought the new character yet? Can I play the new character yet?" I'm like, dude, give me some time. He'll be playing it tomorrow. Don't worry. He'll play as Sora tomorrow.
Nice. So you did get the character expansion packs.
No, I'll buy it after the show.
There you go.
Look, as a parent, you got to set some boundaries. Kids in my house, they don't play video games except for Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Because I don't want them to rush through their homework. Because one of my children...
Not father like son.
Okay, I'm trying to keep my kids from not repeating my errors. How about that?
And look how you turned out.
Yes.
Notice I didn't give it a bad or good thing. I just said...
It's one of those, you can draw your own conclusion.
I think we need a third-party arbitrator for this.
Yeah, we don't have one right now, so we're just going to go with leaving you in suspense.
Hey, you're live and you have kids and a family. I'd say that's
a steady job. So there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, my sister keeps texting the crap out of me about everyone who's at the Hawks game, and she just tried to call me. Do they watch Ultra Confusion?
Maybe she wants to be live on the podcast at the Hawks game.
We wouldn't be able to hear her.
Oh.
I'm just telling you. Because the Hawks are actually good right now, so there's a crowd, amazingly enough, that's actually pro-Atlanta.
And by the way, I know most of us here aren't really baseball people, but the Braves are winning already 2-0 in the bottom of the first.
I will go on record and say I do not like baseball. It has to do with me playing baseball and getting dicked over every single year that I play baseball. And it just kind of, and then of course the fact is I find baseball super duper boring, but I actually watched last night's game. So if the Braves go to the World Series, I may sneak a peek. I'm not going to watch the entire game, but I might sneak a peek near the end of the game just to check it out.
Yeah, no, I don't find baseball interesting pretty much at all, but at the same time, it's my local Atlanta team, so I will cheer for them to win at the bat ball.
Sam Grizzle says all old Floridians are Braves fans. When they were growing up, they were the closest team. Go Braves!
Well, that's when you had, like, you remember when TBS and when Ted Turner owned it, like, they were actually like a major powerhouse. And yes, for many decades, actually, the Braves were they're as large as basically the Yankees for years.
Except they couldn't win the World Series.
Yes.
Because of those damn Minnesota Twins and the Blue Jays.
The Twinkies.
Kirby Puckett, baby.
Yeah, back in the day, TBS was a major powerhouse.
Although TBS tried to screw with you by doing like everything 5 minutes after the usual. It's like 7:05 is the new show. 7:35 is the new show. You're like, what the fuck? Just 7 o'clock and 7:30, okay? I
did see what was interesting. So supposedly, he's actually talking baseball among the executives, not just random blow smokes, but the actual execs for online viewership is actually eliminating blackouts for local markets.
I hate blackouts.
Oh, like every person who's not a multi-billionaire executive hates blackouts.
That forces people to use VPNs to try to trick whatever system they're doing online to watch.
No, yeah, they add absolutely zero benefit to anybody other than the bottom line of people who are already richer than rich.
You're in the city or the state, you should be there.
Well, that's also when you had like the TBSs and the local news networks where that's all you could see it on. So in a weird kind of way, it made some logical sense. Maybe I'm just saying.
But still,
No, that's not the case.
Fox Sports Regional has dicked over everyone, and they don't have any contracts with everyone except for the regular cables and AT&T. If you have if you have a streaming contract like YouTube TV or Hulu, you will not be able to get the Fox Sports Regionals.
That's right. So you basically can't watch most Hawks games online, correct?
Most Hawks games, most Braves games, or half the Braves games, I should say.
Unless, like, could you get like the NBA ticket? Is that a thing? Or I would assume that's buku money to do that.
Yeah, it'd be like a lot of money, which is, I mean, I love me some Hawks. I mean, I've been a fan forever, but I ain't paying that extra money.
No, I hear that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to stop really quick to do a thank you for everyone who is supporting Alter Confusion. And so this is the portion of the show where we do friends of the show. And of course, the first one, as always, because he was the first supporter, true supporter, big money spender of the show. That, of course, is the Indie Cluster. The Indie Cluster, I lost my script. Hold on. There we go. The Indie Cluster is an organization of independent game developers that want to gain exposure by being involved in the community. They collectively journey to popular conferences as a traveling booth to help gain attention for their games. They make partnerships in local communities to bring games to the mainstream mindset. They highlight local, unusual, and rare concepts that challenge the paradigm of the common. They also host events to teach kids and minority groups about game development to hopefully one day enter the industry themselves. If you want more information, go to indiecluster.com. That's INDIECLUSTER.com. Now, of course, our next one is our newest supporter, and that is a wonderful friend of the show that we met at the convention that shall not be named. If you want to actually find out what that is, we will tell you, because that's the review, our YouTube review that got a lot of backlash. But our supporter is Noodle Boy Media. Founded in 2015 by Andrew Tran, Noodle Boy Media, previously Watt Kid 47 Media, is your choice for professional photo shoots and panel recordings at conventions. They pride themselves in providing a high level of professionalism, top-notch experiences, and quality services. If you want more information and to view their full list of services, check out facebook.com/Noodle Boy Media. And of course, the final one, this guy has been the savior for me and many others to help correct issues with spinal alignment, and for me, shoulder and neck issues. That, of course, is Hero Chiropractic. Hero Chiropractic is a unique healthcare practice set up by Ryan Moore, the company's focus to elevate a patient's experience of freedom, creative expression, and joy. They believe that everyone can be a hero and has incredible heroic potential inside themselves waiting to be unleashed. Hero Chiropractic focuses on mobile chiropractic care in the greater Atlanta area. They are committed to healing clients by creating a plan of action uniquely suited for each person. They make that plan of action as convenient and affordable as possible, and most importantly, suited to your individual needs. For more information, go to www.herochiropractic.com. Now, before we get into Funko Chiropractic, they adjust your Funko Pops. That would be weird, but you never know. There's probably some people out there who will do it.
I think he might be onto something.
I know. Smart man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, of course, we have to do some personal shout-outs. And the first, as always, is ladies and gentlemen. For the 10th year straight, Alter Confusion will be fundraising for Extra Life. Extra Life is gamers doing what they do best. Game. To help sick and injured children at their chosen Children's Miracle Network hospital. The money that they raise through Extra Life will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, which of course is our Children's Miracle Network Hospital, as unrestricted funds. This means that the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars we raise make the biggest impact in the lives of the kids they treat. So if you have the capacity to donate, please go to extra-life.org and search for Alter Confusion. Now, if you do not have the ability or capacity to donate, but you still want to be part of it, find out more information at extra-life.org. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to draw your attention to the fact that Alter Confusion has a Patreon. Alter Confusion survives on the love and support of fans like you. And so we have a Patreon page. Patreon lets you, the fans, supporters, lovers, haters, demons, undead, skeletons, ghosts, specters, banshees, aliens, demigods, gods, and more, to become active participants in the work we love through a monthly membership. This gives you access to exclusive content, community, and insight into our creative process. In exchange, we gain a bit more freedom to do our best work and the stability we need to build an even stronger creative career. Currently, there are 2 levels that you can subscribe to. The first level is a $1 level. That's $1 a month or $12 a year. And what that will get you is early access to certain playthroughs and, of course, the ability to take part in polls to help shape Alter Confusion. Now, if you want to go to the 1-up tier, this, of course, is the $5 tier, which is $60 a year. What this will get you is, of course, all that the $1 tier gives you, but it will also give you your name or organization added to the thank you section of every single Thursday night hangout. So if you want more information, go to www.patreon, that's patreon.com/altered confusion. Now, because we of course have a huge fan in the audience that loves me to do this next part, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not want to do a financial support of Alter Confusion, first of all, please support us by favoriting our tweets, our posts, all that stuff. Share them, spread the word. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you do want us to show something off on the show, all you got to do is you can mail us at, whoops, I hit the wrong button. You can mail us at 1551 Dunwoody, that's DUNWOODY, Village Parkway, and this is super duper 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 important, number 88276. If you do not put number 88276, it will not get to us.
Are you sure?
That is our P.O. box.
How sure are you, sir?
I will tell you in just a second. If you do not put that P.O. box number, it will be sent to the post office proper, and it will be returned to you. Now, of course, the city is Dunwoody. Once again, DUNWOODY. State is Georgia. Zip code is 30338. And the reason why I know for certain that that's the case is once upon a time, there was a convention which was a huge favorite of Alter Confusion. We love to support them. And that, of course, was AndoCon. And they did a Kickstarter to try to get AndoCon back up and running. And, of course, Alter Confusion, myself, donated at the top level to help support them. Unfortunately, the badge got mailed to the post office without the P.O. box number. And I just got super lucky that they hadn't returned the mail yet. It was still sitting on the pile for the mail return.
Ah.
And of course, I didn't check until like the day before AndoCon started, which is my bad.
But isn't that so typical of life, though? You don't actually check it until like, oh, wait.
The last minute.
This is happening tomorrow. I should probably make sure I'm attending.
I think that's reality at this point. It's not until the last moment you're like, oh, you know what? I probably need to check my stuff.
It's like I'm going to a concert on Sunday and they require COVID vaccine proof. And I'm like, I wonder where my proof of vaccination actually is. Maybe I should find that before Sunday.
Take a picture. You should have taken a picture. Most places will accept a picture of it.
Yeah, it's not really clear, actually, from their website, but I do have a picture.
There you go. Well,
So I didn't
hopefully.
really want to bring the actual real verification either. And
I would be scared to death of
lose it.
actually bringing my vaccination card because knowing me, I may not lose it at wherever I have to go to share it, but I'll forget forget that it's in my pocket, and I will wash it.
Yeah, I'm one of those people though. When I like wash my pants, I triple check the pockets.
But the problem, and I do that too because I have a ton of pants and cargo shorts that have ink stains because I forgot a pen in my pocket.
Oh, we know.
But the problem is with something like a COVID card that is very slender, there's a very good chance that if I'm doing a quick pat down, I'm going to miss it. It doesn't stand out like a pen or my wallet or my phone or my pocket knife.
What if you attached your pocket knife to the COVID card?
I guess.
I'm just trying to help you out, man. I'm trying to get.
But look. The thing is, I took pictures of it. I took pictures of it, and so far, so good.
There you go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the next topic of the show. This one, real quick. Microsoft has announced that they're going to do a 20-year anniversary of the Xbox live stream on November 15th, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
7 o'clock Central Time.
What they're going... What?
I just told
You're trying to throw me off there. What they're going to do... First of all, I'm a little confused because they're not really going to give you something... I'm sorry, but it's not going to be exciting. In my opinion, what I've learned about what this whole thing is basically an homage to Xbox from the beginning, and but the one rumor or the one thing that sort of has been confirmed is that there is going to be a limited edition Adidas Xbox shoe that you could buy, and I'm going to be honest with you. I have no desire whatsoever. I've never been really into huge collectible shoes. I just want shoe. First of all, my feet are humongous, so chances are those collectible shoes will not be in my size. But at the same time, I'm going to wear my shoes. I'm not going to frame or put in a box shoes.
But what about the Xbox fridge? How do you feel about this?
If I had the extra money, I would be all over that in a heartbeat, man. That looks awesome.
It really, actually, for a fridge, it looks freaking sick.
I know. That's surprising as hell.
Like, you actually, you know what it's made for?
What?
Mountain Dew. Like, literally, it's not branded as Mountain Dew, but if I've ever seen the stereotypical basement dweller fridge to store all the dew, probably a few brewskis, this is the fridge. This is the fridge gaming nights are made of.
Oh, I'd be all over in a heartbeat, man. I will have to fight not getting it.
I mean, it's $99.99. That's actually not a bad price for a mini fridge.
This is true, but I already have a mini fridge, so it'd be kind of redundant for me, but you never know.
But, working in IT, you should know redundancy is the key to success because one is just asking for failure. I mean, what happens if you're having a binge drinking need due to extra life and your one mini fridge dies? You need to have the redundancy there ready to go at the drop of a fridge so that you can continue gaming for the kids.
See, here's the problem. I have, unfortunately, upgraded or needed to go above the cans, and now I'm getting the 2-liter bottles, so that would be a little bit harder.
Ooh.
Because it's cheaper. If you were to actually crunch the numbers, you get a ton more Mountain Dew if you go the 2-liter bottles than the 12-pack.
Yeah. That is absolutely true. I'm still waiting for my 2-liter bottles of Strongbow.
Beer? Oh, no, cider, right?
Yeah.
I will never touch cider. It's disgusting.
That was my favorite thing about London, man. Getting my 2-liter bottles of Strongbow. That was the dream.
No.
But we're Americans and we're prudes. And we don't want
we don't want real alcoholic content It drives me nuts where they're like, oh, your percentage of alcohol in your beer is too high. No. Like, dude, you sell liquor that's like a bajillion times higher. I don't understand.
You can go buy Everclear, damn it.
Yeah. And you could also buy legit moonshine as well. So why can't I have my high percentage beer?
Because it allows me to be in my moral high ground.
Whatever. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know that everyone has wanted to tackle the true big topic of this week, and that, of course, is there is a Sony patent that apparently lets viewers vote and pay to boot players from games. Now, if
I can boot you from your own game, that'd be epic.
So basically, what it is they are okay. Let me give you some of the highlights here. There isn't a current price point per se. Okay. What they're doing is they haven't decided. There might be a fixed price or a bid for the ability to basically remove players from a game.
Where does the money go? Is this like
Sony.
Posted by the streamer? Does Sony get a cut because it's their patent?
Oh no, Sony gets Sony, I'm pretty sure, gets like the vast majority of that money because it's their system. They patent it.
Oh, wow.
Which is very interesting because, okay, so you're streaming on, let's say, Twitch.
Yeah.
So that's an Amazon product. But Sony is probably going to pull in the vast majority of that money because you're probably going to pay for that right on a Sony site. Which is really, I don't know how that is going to end up working. But anyways, for those out there who are going, okay, so what are some of the requirements to boot a player? Here's two pieces to the puzzle. One of them, okay. The second one scares the crap out of me. And that is, the first one is, in order for this to take effect, there has to be at least 60% of the vote to cause a player to be booted from the game.
60% vote among whom?
Everyone who apparently has paid for the right to vote.
Okay.
But here's the caveat. If the spectator, and this is where it gets really hazy because I'm not exactly sure what statistics they're pulling here, but if a spectator has a higher skill level than the vast majority of the individuals who are paying to vote, their vote actually is worth more.
So you have to somehow link your Twitch account, let's just say your Overwatch account, based on your SR rating.
Yeah.
This is just asking for mother effing trolling.
This sounds a lot like the Electoral College.
Who are giant dickwads too. I mean, think about it. Maybe you're the 55th best ranked player around, and you want to get your arch nemesis, who's the 45th ranked player, and because you're higher ranked than all the other plebs in the chat, can you get that person kicked either? But that was voting in the game itself, though. That's not spectators, right, Sam?
Sam says old Battlefield games had vote kick. It was free and worked great. Only rude, annoying chat idiots got the boot. Playing to boot seems strange. Look, a lot of the, I don't want to say booting, but reporting that has been in place has usually been after the match, and it's usually around the participants of said match. Having the spectators have the ability is a little weird. It's like going to a sports game, and if enough of y'all rally to remove a superstar, the superstar is no longer able to play. Like LeBron James is no longer allowed to
You
play.
imagine Trey would never play in New York again.
Oh, yeah. Trae Young would never be able to play in New York. He'd have like an 80% boot rate.
I think like it makes sense. Well, Spike Lee would just pay to get him booted in every game.
Yeah, that's the other thing is,
like I could see in the context of your own ecosystem of that game, there's a little more relevancy because you're playing against actual players in that game. But I think it's the spectator part because I think we've seen the case of the internet where once you open up what's going on with a game or with the environment or people interaction to like basically the random masses, that's when shit seems to really fall apart from it's almost like anarchy where like it's just mass rule and it's just all kinds of craziness. So I think that's where it scales from like a couple of people, or I know Battlefield's more than just a couple, but a fair number of people inside that game. You want to win, so you're going to only vote the ass hats versus if it's audience participation. I think that's the part, especially in more popular games, that could be asking for trouble.
Now, I do want to point out that it isn't solely spectators. There is the ability of participants to add their vote. Now, of course, while you're in the middle of a match, I don't understand why you would jump out of your game to utilize Sony's voting system, unless you're thoroughly pissed. Or perhaps you haven't, I guess if you're playing on your console and you jump on another computer to do your stuff, but still, most games require your full and undivided attention.
Yeah.
At least that's what I found. Anyways, so what this is trying to do, the reason why Sony is trying to do this is it would allow for the removal of unskilled players to make the games more interesting. Bullshit. It would also, in the event that the player is removed, the player would have no say-so.
Oh, nice.
And the removal. Now, as part of the patent, what potentially could happen is the individual could be booted from the game and basically go back to a lobby, or the player may be then put in a queue for a lower skilled match where they belong.
I mean, isn't that the purpose of matchmaking in the first? Like, it seems like this is trying to fix a problem that there's already a system in place for, right? Like,
right.
You already have a matchmaking with the SR system in virtually every competitive game ever. And we all know that there's obviously mismatches for whatever reason. Maybe it's team composition or one player just has a bad game, somebody's drunk. We all know that it happens, but like the system already exists, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like trying to fix a problem that we already have computer algorithms trying to deal with. That's what's kind of fascinating to me.
Another thing is, and this one's a little bit hazy. I don't know if you have to actually pay for this part or not, but spectators are also allowed to warn players to improve their gameplay. Otherwise, bad shit could happen.
Nice.
This is, by far, in my opinion, one of the most dangerous and dumb things to do. I understand that when you're doing a competitive game, and of course, esports, even though it's becoming more and more, it's not yet mainstream. I know a lot of people are like, well, I see it on TV. That's not, sure, whatever. But I understand, you want the best talent to be showcased so you get potential sponsors and whatnot, and also make the game interesting, where there's a very good chance that if you have an individual who may not be completely skilled, or maybe is having a bad game, it may kind of slow down or unbalance the game.
Was it you already have an issue with Twitch for basically mob drop? I forget what the actual term is, where people like go to a Twitch and basically bomb it, right?
Hate raids.
Hate raids.
Mm-hmm.
Like under this, proposal, couldn't like basically the same hate rate because of the public participation aspect also happen in this, and potentially also, particularly people who do esports for a living, you can actually be screwing with people's livelihoods in terms of like maybe like a fellow e-gamer like hires like a a crazy Russian brigade, kind of like you hire like hackers for hire.
Yep.
Same thing where they just go to every single game that this player is in and get them booted from a game.
Now my question is, I'm hoping that if you have like the Overwatch Pro League, that this is not turned on. That'd be hilarious as hell. I hate San Francisco, so I'm gonna vote all those fuckers off.
It's like match 5 of like the finals, and all of a sudden like the best support player gets like kicked off. It's like, oh well, sorry.
Well, I mean, the thing is, look, there's gonna be Reddit threads that basically are going to feature a hit list of individuals that, for an additional price, I should say, in some cases, you'll have the mob basically vote off an individual.
I maybe Sony has thought about the repercussions, and they have a system in place to prevent the gaming of the system, so it's not totally 100% toxic, only like 75% toxic.
So, I mean, there's just so many freaking questions. Are we talking if it is just anyone streaming the game? Or does it have to be like the publisher, developers, Twitch stream in order and to allow the spectators to, have some input? Is this input also is it just for like competitive play or casual play as well? I just, there's so many questions, and it scares the crap out of me with a yes to any of those.
Or maybe Sony is just preemptively getting the patent for this so that it's in their back pocket and it's not going to actually come into public use.
God, I hope not.
Maybe, because, there's patents all the times from big companies where, some guy comes up with a crazy cockamamie idea in a boardroom and that sounds like a great idea. But they don't always come to production. So maybe that's the case, is maybe it just was a harebrained idea at a conference room one day and they decided like, what's the worst that can happen if we get the patent for it? And maybe it'll just be maybe on smaller scales like Sam was mentioning with Battlefield, where it's not quite as crazy as we think it could be, and maybe it is a smaller confined. I mean, I hope at a minimum that you have to enable it. Like, it's not just like, oh, you joined the game, you're now able to be a kid. Congratulations. Like, there has to be some kind of option to basically enable this, I would think.
Okay, so here's a question that I just thought about. Are we talking Sony's basically giving universal ability, or are we just talking they're giving the ability to boot players that are playing on a Sony platform? Or perhaps the games that I'm assuming that the games that Sony produced or developed?
Or they licensed the patent feature.
Right.
Like a lot of things are.
That scares the crap out of me. I mean, look, Riot Games has got that, supposedly this working, ever-growing, smarter AI, Skynet, that's supposed to help with toxicity within the games. But removing a player during the game, to me, feels more detrimental than just having like a squeaky wheel. Because now you're down a person.
Yeah, because like a game like Overwatch for competitive, you don't have backfill.
Yeah.
So like if one of your 6 players gets removed, you're down to 5, and you don't have a 6th backfill anyway.
Well, unless you're playing Overwatch 2, then you're down to 4. Because remember, it goes 5v5.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, we can speculate all we want. I will, if it actually comes to fruition, in the manner that we're talking about, it'll be abused.
Oh God, yes.
I would have to be reined in somehow and not just the wild, wild west. Or as we've shown, the internet has an amazing ability to take anything with public access and basically
Abuse it.
turn it to shit in dump.
I wonder that if this were to be abused, if perhaps streaming platforms like Twitch, I know well the problem is that I'm pretty sure that you're going to have to go through like a Sony door cuz I don't I don't know. There's too many damn questions. Like as Twitch, I wouldn't want to be associated with this psychopathic craziness. But I don't know.
Unless it's like a custom, like competitive mode, like a
Yeah.
special. I could see it as like a special occasion. Like, hey, we're having this like we're having these 7 players play, and you can vote on who you want to kick. But like all 7 of them know that they're doing it. To me, that's one thing. Like that. Okay, cool. Like they know they're doing it. It's 7 pro players or not pro, whatever. But like it's a special circumstance. They're doing it. Um, that's cool. I don't see an issue with that. But I think it's like we're saying, if you just randomly open up to the public, that's where it's not going to work.
Right.
And I would have to think that they're thinking through these scenarios, and that just opening to the public is asking for failure.
Yeah.
There has to be some kind of closed system, so it's not just a free for all. You would think.
I would assume. I mean, I would hope that the developers and publishers of competitive games would have a say so. I just don't. I don't know. It's just weird as shit. I
like. I don't see how it would work. I don't
Right.
see how Twitch would be like, oh yeah.
How would
we
you
don't
give the
approve of
ability
it,
to
but
boot
yet
someone
people
out of a
can get
game you don't
booted on it.
have?
Yeah, like it makes no sense from a. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. We'll find out, I'm sure, because Sony has a way. To be honest with you, this is, in my opinion, the potential of the PSP Go or the move by the PlayStation 3 to not release until an extra year because they had to change their controller from the Batarang to a POS controller, and then because Rumble is such a last generation feature, and of course had to pay an arm and a leg for DualShock, and of course there are going to be viewers out there or listeners out there going, "What the hell is this?" I really got into PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So what are you talking about with the PlayStation 3? Look it up. And there's probably a lot of people who have no idea what the PSP Go is. Oh, I used to love Sony until they kept shooting themselves in the foot. Yeah. Anywho, for those out there who were kind of hoping that, oh my gosh, I always get this wrong. Project Red CD. Damn it.
Yes.
Whatever the damn thing is.
That company.
That company has unfortunately announced that any changes or updates to Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt, or, this is the big one, Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed until next year. They're going to focus on some of the other projects. So Cyberpunk 2077, which of course was broken as shit upon release and still has very broken pieces, will continue to be broken because they are going to push any fixes to next year.
That's only 2 months. We're only 2 months and 4 days from Christmas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm excited about?
What?
Christmas lights.
Christmas what?
Lights. I love Christmas lights. Like Christmas lights genuinely made. Come Thanksgiving, Black Friday, I don't want to shop. I want to put up my damn Christmas lights, and it just makes me happy for a month to come home and have the joy of Christmas lights.
Sure.
They just make me happy.
Why have my house has Halloween lights up?
Yeah, I don't have I should get Halloween lights. I don't think my HOA allows Halloween lights. I don't know.
It's the same as Christmas lights. It's just orange.
I know, but like it actually says like literally like you cannot put up any holiday decorations outside of 2 weeks from Christmas.
Halloween is close to 2 weeks, right? Yeah.
No, 2 weeks from Christmas.
No, I'm just saying. I know, but you should make the interpretation of, well,
Ah,
I'm assuming that you mean holidays.
this is true. Yes, we are an equitable society now, and we cannot discriminate against your. Maybe I'm a worshiper of the pumpkin and the jack o' lantern. Do not hold my religious beliefs against me, sir.
You are a practitioner of All Hallows Eve, not Halloween, but All Hallows Eve,
Do you not believe in the hollows? What is wrong with you?
the day where the border between the spiritual realm and the physical realm is at its flimsiest.
It's a wibbly wobbly.
Yeah. Yeah, the wibbly wobbly. I
Right.
I'm sorry. This PlayStation thing is still pissing me off because I swear to God, you're gonna have hit lists of people who are gonna get dicked over by this. This is I don't know. I just
Well, on that note, sir,
hmm.
I think on that note, is it that time?
Oh man. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we've run out of time. But a couple quick, I believe, in Charlie Brown's Great Pumpkin. Not me. I'm not the pumpkin. There is. Oh my God, when did the Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin actually release? That's got to be. Zelius, look it up for me real quick, because that's got. I mean, I swear to God, I've seen it my entire childhood. I am not the pumpkin. I'm not orange. Charlie Brown.
1966.
96. See, that's just been on forever. Okay? Forever. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I didn't know you were born in 1966.
I was not born in 1966.
But
Ladies
you're
and
the
gentlemen.
pumpkin.
Huh?
But you're the pumpkin.
I am not the pumpkin. Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to point out that the previous two shows are now available, both on your podcast platform of choice. At least I hope so, because we are on a shit ton of platforms at this point. Or if you want to watch the video, go to YouTube, because that's where it's at. Or, of course, if you want both the video and the option to listen to the audio, you, of course, could go to www.alteredconfusion.com. Now, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we have reached the end of our show. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Altered Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zelius, it's been a pleasure giving you everything our heads, our mouths, and, of course, our hearts. We'll be back next Thursday for another Altered Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother. And we're clear. Click on record. Done.
It's done. Are you sure?
Gotta hope so, because if it's not, then it's going to go a little crazy.
I'm so confused.
I tried to convince the amazing gentleman that is Hero Chiropractic to tune in tonight's show, but unfortunately, he is partaking in the Resident Evil 4 VR. So I understand. Sort of. I understand.
Maybe just a little bit.
A little bit. Okay, so anybody out there, for those out there who know about this weird ass, I'm going to say, in my personal opinion, weird ass MCU Marvel comic universe movie that's coming out called The Eternals.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know.
You know what else everybody said I don't know about?
Hmm.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, the thing is, like Guardians of the Galaxy, first of all, I don't know what the fan base is for the Eternals. I know that there was quite a few people that were fans of Guardians of the Galaxy because it was loose and kind of goofy, and they really didn't take themselves seriously. But I don't know, because the Guardians kind of feels like the secret society, like almost like the Illuminati of the Marvel universe.
It's the fans of Marvel Universe in general, which there's a bucket loads of them.
Fine. Whatever.
I want to see it. I mean, I don't plan on going to a movie theater, but I want to see it.
Oh, God, they're making a new Scream?
Now, I did hear that The Legend of the Ten Rings, whatever it's called, is really good.
I heard that too. And I, at some point, will actually watch that. It's just, I have kind of fallen into I'm going to try to binge my RPG games. And so
yes.
I have no time to watch anything.
Well, that's my thing. Like, I've been spending all my time on New World. That's been my game. And so it's like, do you spend, hours watching movies and TV shows, or do you spend those hours getting carpal tunnel? It's a tough choice, man. It's a tough choice.
Speaking of New World, I feel like I saw something recently about a bug around, oh God, what was it? Something to do with money transfer?
I did. Yeah, I don't know. I got to look at that because I did see somebody in chat was talking about like a money dupe bug, which, okay, so here's the one thing I don't know about with New World.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it's a good thing. There's no, and we need like an economics major on this.
Yeah.
But basically the only way to make money in the game without basically using the auction house is quest, meaning there's no NPCs to sell your goods to. And there's a lot of money sinks. So there's like repairs, there's taxation. So like I own a house and I have to pay 10% taxes on that every 5 days, which obviously can get expensive.
Right.
So for basically people who don't really play the auction house, the problem is once you get to level 60 and you complete all the quests, there's no new influx of money. Like, take the US government, like they magically print money. So money continues to get added to circulation so the economy doesn't grind to a halt. With New World, that is not the case. Like money outside of quest does not magically appear in the game. At least like every other MMO, like you can sell shit or like I have 18,000 fish. I don't care about the auction house. I'm just going to sell that to a merchant for, pennies in a dollar, but at least money is literally being created out of nothing to add to the game. So in theory, if you get to be an old shard where basically everybody's level 60, that money is going to literally all be taken by taxes over time because it's not being created. So that's kind of my one big hang up is the economy literally going to dry up because the taxes are high in the game too. Like, which in itself I don't have an issue with, but if there's no way to make that money because the economy is literally dried up because there's no new influx of money into the ecosystem, how is that going to work is the tough part. Which that's the one part, that's my biggest kind of long-term question is like, how does that work? But I don't know.
Okay, so I looked it up real quick, and apparently there was a small number of players who have a glitch that causes let's see here, character persists failure error that happens behind the scenes. So basically what happens is an individual can transfer money to another server, and the money doesn't actually, it transfers, but then the character retains the money that you just transferred. Which, if you transfer all your money and retain it, then boom. So of course, Amazon has suspended transfers between servers for now. I'm assuming that it's probably transfers period, but the article I pulled up was server transfers.
Yeah. And I mean, I would imagine that's something that Twitch is going to be, or not Twitch, Amazon will be able to detect with their magic algorithms. And yeah,
gotta hope so.
Banned.
I hope so. I mean, Amazon has spent a shit ton of money on trying to get this game studio started, and they're not off to that good of a start. No offense, Amazon. There is, I just saw that I don't know if it's a reboot or not, but God of War, the one that came out in 2018, is now headed towards the PC.
Yeah.
Which I played. Which one did I play? I actually played I think the only one I own is on the PSP. I think it came with my PSP. I think I have a God of War PSP. Which, of course, I can't play because the battery expanded and almost exploded. Hooray! Hooray! Anyways. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I am signing off. I got to talk to Zeelies behind the scenes. But, of course, tune in to Sunday nights. I hopefully will be streaming. Because it's hit and miss right now on Sunday nights, just depending on how crazy my weekend is. And then, of course, Tuesday nights, I will be, of course, streaming. And I'll have to choose a new game because I was streaming Noni Kuni 2. And then this past Tuesday, I streamed Eastward, which, of course, I've completed both those games. So I'm going to have to find another game. So we'll see. We'll see. I tried to stream this past Sunday. I did try to stream the Arkham Horror game, but it's bad. I mean, it's bad. First of all, I own like 2 of the Arkham Horror board games, and I have no idea how to fucking play it. So I was like, oh, a computer game will kind of give me the groundworks, but it's a bad game. I mean, it does definitely do the rules and stuff that you find in the board game, but at the same time, it's just a bad game. And when I actually looked, and I unfortunately, I don't like doing this, but I looked at some of the complaints about it, and I was like, yeah, I could see that. So anyways, ladies